we wanted to create a sense of an urban space, but also something which is using people's imagination, and it's a place where you can walk out of your window and walk up a tightrope into the heavens.
Yeah.
So we're evoking a cityscape rather than depicting it. We've built it out of found objects or out of pieces of old furniture. So this, some of it is rather prosaic and simple, but collectively it makes this mysterious, interesting space that we'd like the audience to visit over the course of production.
And one of the starting points for some of that was the idea of Sarah Tynan, who will be singing. She's in a way describing her visions or her dreams to us. She's kind of almost a bit like going to a therapist and telling them their dreams, or she's kept a dream journal. And so this bed has appeared in the set, and I had this idea that it hung from the ceiling, and that's evolved in a lot of practical sense. It's become something that's kind of cantilevered off a wardrobe and a chest of drawers. And to kind of go with that kind of dreamscape, there's this rug on the floor that kind of makes it feel like, and again, it's a kiln type rug, so it's almost like a flying carpet, or it's got that North African kind of feel to it.
There are several different configurations, so we start off in something which looks rather different to this. It's like a pyramid structure, so we call it our ziggurat, and that's specifically aligned, sort of created to tell that particular part of the story, to coordinate with the particular orchestration that's going on at that moment and the music that's happening at that juncture. Then everything moves further upstage to create a much more open and clear space, which is this sort of wall, this sort of wailing wall structure.
Yeah.
And then this is the sort of final third configuration, which is like our Medina, which is a warren of alleyways and streets and buildings. So with just a few simple changes, we kind of changed the dynamic quite specifically.
That also then allows us room for then circus performers to then be in the space, and of course the 24-piece orchestra. So we're putting a lot in. And of course then as a result the orchestra will change their position, so they'll begin in some places and the orchestra will appear in different configurations. Sometimes it will be all 24. For the John Adams, there was only 7 players. At one point in the Debussy quartet we go from 24 players to 4 players, so there's quite a shift, not just in terms of numbers of personnel but where they're located as well. And then that goes into the circus performers. So each of the circus performers, we're using them specifically to evoke the quality of the music through their physicality. So for example, there might be a trapeze artist here hanging, doing static trapeze immediately in front of the bed as Sarah sleeps and dreams in the bed. So he appears to be in her space, and then later on we'll see that material appear in a different way where Sarah wakes up and tells us about her dreams, whether it's of climbing from, as Gary says, climbing out into bell towers and swinging on ropes from tower to tower, or of this figure that she describes as being beauteous, this kind of slightly spiritual figure that appears. It's like a rebirth. So those things will appear, and then also, as we've got displayed here, there'll be points when figures and people climb, and possibly even orchestral players end up standing on top of or in relation to the furniture. So we're going to really play with the space of the stage as evoked by the overall feel of the music.